Hey, how you doing there? I'm starting Game 6 of the 2001 World Series replay with the Diamondbacks facing the Yankees. The pitching matchups for today are Andy Pettitte and Randy the Unit Johnson. And the Yankees are going to bat first. We're in the heat of Arizona. It's a full house here at the stadium, and we're going to get started. We're playing APBA, basic rules, and let's roll. It's going to be Chuck Knobloch starting off. He's the Yankee left fielder today. That's a 26. On the card, it's a 32, and that's a fly out to right field. One away. Batter is Derek Jeter, and that's a 25. Is a 10 on Jeter's card, and under an A pitcher, that's going to be a single to center field. So we have our first hit of the game, Derek Jeter. Runner on first, one out, and Bernie Williams is the batter. It's a 36, and it's a 14. Johnson has spotty control, so that's going to be a walk. Now, this game is pretty important to the Yankees because they're down 3-2 in the series. This is Game 6 of the series. And it's first and second, and Jorge Posadas up to the plate. Here's the pitch. And you can't really see it. And I'll bring the dice back over. They rolled outside of the camera view. And that's a 66 under Posada's card. That ball is big. That ball is deep. That ball is back. And that ball is over the wall. A 3-run shot for Jorge Posada. And that's silenced the Arizona crowd. Here you got Shane Spencer coming up to the plate, and that's going to be a 33. And on Shane Spencer's card, it's a 6 and a double. So that's 4 consecutive batters that have reached base against Randy Johnson, the ace of the staff for the Diamondbacks. It's Tino Martinez, and that's a 51. And with a runner on second, an A pitcher, that's going to be a ground ball to Womack, and Womack over to first. That's the second out. And Shane Spencer scoots over to third. Okay, we have Alfonso Soriano batting 7th for the Yankees with 2 out. Runner on second base, it's a 46, and that's going to be a 13 on his card, and that 13 is a strikeout for Johnson. So that's going to be all she wrote for the first inning. The Yankees score 3 runs on 3 hits, including a big 3-run homer by their catcher, Jorge Posada. We proceed to the bottom of the first inning, and up is Tony Womack. These are actually the lineups that were used in that Game 6 in 2001. And it's a 65 on Womack's card. It's a 35. And a 35 is a foul out to the catcher. So that's 1 away. The next batter is going to be Bautista. And he's going back for a bat. It seems that the bat he had is not the one he wanted. So they're bringing him out another one. Okay. And he's batting second, followed by Luis Gonzalez. So here goes. Here's the pitch. It's a 62, and that on Batista's card, Danny Batista's card, is a 13, a strikeout for Pettitte. That's 2 outs. Luis Gonzalez is the batter. He hit 57 home runs and batted .325 in the 2001 season. And he just launches one right here. Oh, that's a no doubter. That's gone. And that makes the score Yankees 3 and Diamondbacks 1. Yeah, his home run output really has increased in this 2001 season. Okay, it's Colbrun is the batter. And he's Greg Colbrun. He's the first baseman today. And he had 97 at bats. He played in 59 games with 4 home runs and a .289 batting average. And that's a 22 on Colbrun's power card. It's a 6. So that's a double. So 2 out and a runner at second. Next is Rubio Cardenas Durazo. He hit 12 home runs during the regular season and batted .269. No, it's I take that back. It's not Durazo, but Matt Williams. Matt Williams will be batting, and then we'll be followed by Sanders, and then we'll have J Bell. So Matt Williams is up. And that's a 24, and that's going to be a strikeout, a 13 for Pettitte. That's the second strikeout in this inning. But the Diamondbacks get 1 run on 2 hits, leave 1 stranded. And here we go to the top of the second inning. Scott Brocious coming up. And that's a 35. A 35 is a 39, and that is a strike. So it's strike 1. And 32 is a 26, which is a ground ball to second base. And J Bell over to first, and there's 1 away. Andy Pettitte is going to bat. National League rules where the pitcher bats. And it's a 62 on Andy's card. It's a fly ball to right field. 2 away, and it's Chuck Knobloch. 46 is a 27, and that'll be a strikeout. That's a second strikeout for Johnson, and that's 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second inning. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. Reggie Sanders, J Bell, and Damian Miller. Here's Sanders. A 63 is a fly ball to right field. It's a 32 on his card. We have J Bell is batting. And he's taking his time walking to the plate, that's for sure. He's in no rush. He says something to the umpire. Now they're having a little talk. Don't know what that's all about. Okay, he's in the box, and here's a pitch. 23, and that's a 26. That's going to be a ground ball to Soriano. Soriano shoots it to Martinez at first, and that's 2 away. And here's the catcher, Damian Miller. A 14 is a 30, and a 30 is a fly ball to left field. That's 3 up, 3 down. And we go to the top of the third. Derek Jeter's the batter, and that's a 16 on Jeter's card is a 28. It's a ground ball to Womack. Womack over to first, and that's 1 away. Bernie Williams, a 61. 61 is a 24, another ground ball to Womack, and 2 away. Here's Posada. He homered the last time up, and this is a 42. And he strikes out this time, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Johnson. So since the double by Shane Spencer in that first inning, Johnson's retired 8 batters in a row. So here we go in the bottom of the third inning. Tony Womack is going to bat. Actually, no, it's Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson's up, and it's 24, and that's a strikeout. That's the third strikeout for Pettitte. Now it's Womack who's up. And Womack looks like he pops it up, and Jeter's going to call that. No, that one's out of play. And, yeah, he couldn't reach it, and it's going to be a strikeout. 4th strikeout for Pettitte. And a 22 on Batista's card is going to be a single. That's a 7. So runner on first with 2 out. And we have Luis Gonzalez at the plate. He homered last time up. And this time it's a 20-43, which is a 29. And the 29 is a strikeout for Pettitte. That's the 5th strikeout for Pettitte. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. Sorry for that, folks. Some technical difficulties. We had the sound go out on us a little bit. Okay, so it's the top of the 4th, and we're going to have Shane Spencer. He doubled last time up. He was left stranded, and that's an 11. And that's going to be a 4 on Spencer's card, and that looks like it's going to be against an A pitcher. It's going to be a double over third. So he's going to reach second with a double for the 2nd consecutive time. Now it's Tino Martinez. And that's going to be a 12 with a runner on second. Let's see what that looks like. That's going to be a... Let's see what that is. It's going to be a line out to the second baseman, Jay Bell. And it's Alfonso Soriano. And that is a 11, which is a 6 with a runner on second. That's going to be a double, and he's going to score a run. It's an RBI double for Soriano. And that's the Yankees' 4th run. Scott Brocious is up with 1 out and a runner on second. Rolls a 21, which is a 12, and that's a strikeout for Johnson with a runner on second. 2 away, runner on second. And you have Andy Pettitte is batting. Don't expect too much from him. He strikes out. That's the 5th strikeout for Johnson. But the Yankees get 1 run on 2 hits and now lead 4-0. And we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Colbrun, Greg Colbrun, Matt Williams, and Reggie Sanders. That's a 43, a 29 is a ground ball back to Pettitte. Pettitte throws it over to first, 1 away. It's 1 quick out. Matt Williams, he's got some power numbers. He hit 16 home runs and 400 at-bats, and he's going to launch one. That ball is gone, and that gives them the 2nd run of the game. So the score now is 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Matt Williams really got a hold of that fastball. Reggie Sanders, 44. It's an 8 against a B pitcher. Is a fly ball center field. That's 2 away. Jay Bell, 22. It's an 8, and that's another fly ball to Bernie Williams in center field. And that's it for the bottom of the 4th. But the Diamondbacks get 1 run on the home run by Matt Williams. And it's a 4-2 ball game right now. Remember, the Yankees can't afford to lose this game. They're down 3-2 in a best-of-7 series. And this is game 6. Chuck Knobloch is up. And that's a 61, a ground ball to short. Derek Jeter with a 13. 13 is a walk. Jeter on first, 1 out. Bernie Williams, the batter. It's a 14. And on Bernie's card, that's a 30, which is a fly ball to left field. That's 2 away. And Jorge Posada. He had the big hit so far in this game with the 3-run shot. And it's a 34 with a runner on first, and that's going to be a strikeout for Johnson. His 6th strikeout of the game. And that's it. They left 1 runner on. It was a walk to Jeter. No runs and no hits in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Damian Miller's up. 55 is an 8, but it's modified because of Pettitte is a B, and it's a fly ball center field. Randy Johnson. 46 is a strikeout. 6th strikeout for Pettitte. And it should be Tony Womack. 27 is a ground ball to Brocious. Brocious over to first. And 3 away. A 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 6th inning. We have Shane Spencer. Doubled twice in today's game. Martinez and Soriano. 33, Spencer. Hits another shot in the gap this time. And it goes for another double. That's his 3rd double of the game. So he's seeing the ball. That's an understatement. And Tino Martinez is batting. It's a 41. It's a 24 with a runner on second. It's a pop-up to the shortstop. Womack calls for it. And that's 1 away. Alfonso Soriano. Fly ball left field. Too shallow to do anything. And he's not going to be taking third on a fly ball to left, that's for sure. Scott Brocious. 56, which is a 34. A 34 with a runner on second is going to be a pop-up. And this time it's going to be to Jay Bell. He calls for it. And guess what? It's a 1-2-3 after the double. And he gets out of that situation, that's for sure. 1 run, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors in that top of the 6th inning. Here we go to Danny Batista in the bottom of the 6th. And that's a 24, and a 24 is a strikeout for Pettitte, number 7. Luis Gonzalez, he homered and struck out. 36 is going to be a walk. That is Pettitte's 1st walk of the game. So his control has been spot on. He's been locating for sure. Colburn's up. And that's a fly ball to right field. And Shane Spencer's under it. For the 2nd out, Matt Williams. He homered in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that's a 22, which on the card is a 0. That's going to require us to roll again for the 2nd column. It's a 52, which is a double. And looks like with 2 outs, Gonzalez is going to be flying around the bases, and he's going to score. So that's an RBI double for Matt Williams. And now up is Reggie Saunders. And that's going to be a 46, and a 46 is a strikeout. So the 8th strikeout for Pettitte. But they get a run on a walk and a double. And it's going to be the 3rd run. So the score now is 4. Yankees 4. Diamondbacks 3. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. And we're going to see Pettitte. We're going to see Pettitte and Knobloch and Jeter in the top of the 7th inning. Both starting pitchers are still in the game, and that's going to be a 7 on Pettitte's card. It's a 66, and that's going to be a single. So Pettitte comes through unexpectedly. Nobody expected him to do too much against Randy Johnson. So here we have Chuck Knobloch. Pettitte is a slow runner. We're going to leave him at first. We're not going to bunt him over. I'm not real partial to bunting. I feel like it just gives away outs. And with a slow runner at second, I don't know if it's going to really help that much. But we'll see what happens. It's a 22. It's an 8 against Randy Johnson. It's a ground ball to the first baseman, and Randy covers, and that moves Pettitte over to second. So it served as a sacrifice, and Derek Jeter's up. So now we need a double for him to score. We're going to hold him on any single. And that's a 61. A 61 on Jeter's card is a 22 with a runner on second. A 22 is a runner steals second, but no, S-hole's second, and he's an S, and I wouldn't send him anyway. So we're going to have Jeter, and he's going to bat again, and that's a 31 or a 9 on his card with a runner at second, and that's going to be a ground ball to Womack for the second out of the inning, and the runner moves over to third. So Pettitte is really showing some speed there to get over to third on that grounder to short, and it's Bernie Williams. And that's a 53, which is a 15. With a runner on third base, fielding 2 column, and that's going to be a single. That's right, Pettitte scores for the 5th run for the Yankees, and the batter is going to make it to second. Bernie goes into second when the left fielder bobbles the ball. So it's a single, an RBI, and an E7, and the Yankees now lead it 5-2. Jorge Posada coming up, and that's a 53, which is an 18. Womack, not known for his slick glove, is a poor fielding shortstop, and with a runner at second, an 18 is going to be first on error, and with 2 out, runner to third. So the shortstop makes an error, and Williams goes to third, and Posada's on base. E6. So first and third, and you got Shane Spencer. So the defense is falling apart for the Diamondbacks here. And that's a 51, a 9 with runners on first and third. And a 9 with runners on first and third is going to be a fly out to left field. So that's going to be 1 run on 2 hits for the Yankees in this inning. And the score is going to be 5-2. The Yankees are leading in the bottom of the 7th inning. And we have Jay Bell batting, Damian Miller, and then it's going to be Randy Johnson. 34 is a fly ball center field. It's a 31. A 34 is a 31. A 31 is a fly ball center field. Damian Miller bats, and that's a 16. A 16 is a 28, which is a ground ball to Jeter. Jeter over to Martinez, and that's 2 away. This is a pretty quick inning. And now we have Randy Johnson. So decisions in a 5-2 ball game with 2 out. Let's see if we can get a little 2-out rally going here. We're going to bring in Craig Counsell to pinch hit. Craig Counsell is going to pinch hit. Counsell for Johnson in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 out. And let's see what happens. It's a 15, which is a single. It looks like he stroked it to center against a B pitcher. So it worked out. We have a runner on first base. Counsell's at first, 2 out, and Womack 54 is a 32, and that's a fly ball right field. So that was no runs on one hit. It's the end of the inning. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. We're going to see Tino Martinez, Alfonso Soriano, and Scott Brocious. And we're going to have a new pitcher. I'm going to bring in don't have much of a bullpen going here. I'm going to bring in the closest thing we have to a bullpen. Decent bullpen. We're not bringing in the closer just yet. So my home rules. 1 inning for the closer, and usually after the 9th. So it's going to be Mike Morgan. I think he's an ex-Oakland A from what I remember. Had some really good years with the Oakland A's. This is towards the end of his career, I believe. Okay, but you can look that up for yourself. We're going to go and we're going to face Martinez. Face Martinez, and here goes. Here's the pitch. And it's a 54, it's a 32, which is a fly ball right field. Alfonso Soriano. 34, which is a fly ball center field. And Scott Brocious. 34 is a fly ball center field. So 3 outs to the outfield. Kept those outfielders busy. And that's going to be 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 8th for Morgan. So he did a good job there. We're color coding him in so we can easily identify that he pitched. I color code all my relievers in a different color with using colored pencils. This Morgan's going to be green. And we're going to have Danny Bautista facing Andy Pettitte. And that's a 64, which is a 13 on his card, and that's a strikeout. That's Andy's 9th. Luis Gonzalez, a 42 is a walk. Second walk allowed by Pettitte. A little stirring in the Yankee bullpen right now. It's a 23. It's a 24. That looks like it's going to get the Yankees out of trouble. Looks like this is going to be a double play ball. Jeter over to Soriano. Soriano to first, and that's a double play. 6-4-3 double play. And no runs in the bottom of the 8th for the Diamondbacks. And we're going to the top of the 9th. And it looks like Andy Pettitte's going to stay in the game. He's going to bat. 51. Pettitte is a 13. It's a strikeout. And Morgan's still in the game. Now it's Chuck Knobloch, a 9 against Morgan, a C. And that's going to be an out. It's going to be a pop-up to the third baseman, Matt Williams. He calls for it, and that's out number 2 in the inning. Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's batting with 2 out in top of the 9th inning. And that's going to be an 11, and that's a 6, which is a double. So Jeter gets a hole in one, hits it off the wall. That's good to see. And we can't allow any more runs here for the Diamondbacks, so we're going to have to bring in our closer at this point. We're going to bring in B.H. Kim. Can't really pronounce his first name. I need to practice that. And he's going to be in red. I usually bring closers. You see this is the red pencil. And closers come in as red. And that tells me, it gives me a little idea of what happened in the game just by looking at the colors. I know there's a closer that played, so it must have, something has to be happening. They must be within just a few runs. So Bernie Williams is going to face Kim. And that's a 16, which is a 28 with a runner on second. That looks like it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Womack over to first, and that's it for the inning. So Kim comes right in and does his job. So that was no runs on 1 hit, and it's the bottom of the 9th. And Pettitte is still in the ball game. But Mariano is warming up in the bullpen. And here is Matt Williams, 13, and that's a walk. And that looks like is going to bring out the manager, and that's going to be it. Mariano is coming in. They can't risk anything with this game being the sixth game and an elimination game for the Yankees. Mariano is coming into the game, and that's an exciting moment. Some call him and consider him the greatest relief pitcher of all time. Mariano Rivera, there he is. Almost running out of battery here, so hopefully I can get through this last 3 outs with Mariano there. It's a beautiful thing to see. 2.34 ERA and 50 saves in the 2001 season when everybody was juiced up. So he was amazing. All right, so Reggie Sanders, Matt Williams is at first, Reggie Sanders is the batter, and that's a 63, and it's a fly ball right field. Shane Spencer calls that one. And then you have Jay Bell, a 61, which is a 36, and a 36 with a run around first. Matt Williams, okay, 36, a run around first. There's a wild pitch and a runner to second. Okay, so one gets away from Mariano. I don't know if it was. I think he just lost the grip on the ball there. That's very highly unusual. So Jay Bell is batting, and that's a 46, which is a 13 and a strikeout for Mariano. He's a ZZ, by the way. He's got the ultimate control reliever, closer. And now we're going to bring in a player named Arubiel Durazo. He's got some power numbers on his card. It would be nice, actually, to get one more batter on base before I bring him in. So I think now that I think of it and I think out loud, I'm going to bring in Steve Finley, who batted .275 with a .337 on base percentage. Damian Miller has a .337 on base percentage, batted .275. Let's see if the bench has somebody that can do a little bit more for the Diamondbacks before I bring in Durazo. Oh, you know what? I have Grace. Mark Grace was with a .386. So Grace is going to come in, and he's going to bat for the catcher, Damian Miller. So let's see what he can do. There's 2 outs, a runner on second. And that's going to be a 12, which is a 25. I don't know if you can see it. A runner on second, a 25 under B fielding. It's a line drive to Soriano at second, and that's the ball game. So the Yankees have come back from being 3 games to nothing, down 3 games to nothing in this series, and have come back and won 3 straight ball games and are taking it to Game 7. This is unbelievable. Okay, something I never expected, but it seems to be turning out to be a great series when at one point it looked like just a blowout and the brooms were out for the Diamondbacks. So this was exciting doing this for you all, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll have Game 7 coming up very, very soon, so stay connected to watch it, and thanks. Take care now.